Finding God in Thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is a fundamental branch of physics that studies the relationships between heat, work, and energy in physical systems. It is based on universal laws that describe how energy is transferred and transformed into different forms. These laws are essential for understanding various processes in physics, chemistry, engineering, and other scientific fields. First law. The change in the internal energy of a system is equal to the heat added to the system minus the work done by the system. Its mathematical formulation, U equals QW. The first law is a statement of the principle of conservation of energy applied to thermodynamic systems. It indicates that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed from one form to another. In practical terms, this law is used to calculate the changes in a system's internal energy due to heat and work. Second law. The entropy of an isolated system never decreases, it always increases or, at most, remains constant. Mathematical formulation, S greater than or equal to 0. This law introduces the concept of entropy, a measure of the disorder or irreversibility of a system. In practical terms, the second law explains why certain natural processes are irreversible and establishes the direction of heat flow, from hot to cold. It also implies that the efficiency of heat engines can never be 100%. Now pay attention to the terms, laws, and universals. This implies that anyone at any point in the universe will be able to observe and attest to them. You must be wondering, okay, how can these laws favor God? The truth is that God is revealed in every detail of his creation, from the smallest subatomic particle to the largest of all galaxies. From the simplest to the most sophisticated life. When he created all things, he left his DNA, his fingerprints or sealed there, exactly for us humans to unravel the mysteries of nature, to understand more of his omniscience, omnipotence, and divinity. Therefore, when analyzing these studies of thermodynamics, we will find evidence that our universe had a beginning. Well, if it had a beginning, it is not eternal or infinite. As I have already said, the first law is a statement of the principle of conservation of energy. In the present age, what we observe is that the energy of the universe is fixed, you cannot create or destroy it, only transform it from one form to another. And the second law says that the entropy, disorganization, of the universe is increasing. This implies that the usable energy of the universe is decreasing. Think of the burning of a liter of gasoline by an automobile. The gasoline molecules had a certain degree of organization, and when it was burned, this organization decreased when it was transformed into molecules of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, water vapors, among others. However, the usable energy of this liter of fuel decreased to a very small degree. While entropy increases, usable energy decreases. Dr. Norman Geisler in his book, I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist, illustrates this truth with the following example. Imagine that you take your car and add 40 liters of gasoline to your tank and start a trip from Curitiba to Foz do Iguacu. We know that this amount of usable energy is limited, and this you will detect along the way, and you must take action if you do not want to be stopped on the way. This energy will only end because it had a beginning. Otherwise, if it were eternal, it would not be added by you, it would simply be an integral part of the automobile and would not end. Now imagine the universe. We know from the second law of thermodynamics that the usable energy of the universe is decreasing, running out, tending toward an end, since its entropy is increasing. From this observation, we can conclude that it is not infinite. Thus, we can conclude that the universe is not eternal. If it were, its energy would be infinite, which does not apply. Another conclusion that we can infer is that, if the universe were eternal, its usable energy would have already run out, since it is finite and is being used for an infinite time. Today, through the theory of relativity, we know that energy, time, space, and matter are all interconnected quantities. It only makes sense to count the time of something, and that something only makes sense if it exists, and to exist it must be made up of something, matter or energy, and be contained somewhere, space. Therefore, to say that energy is not infinite, we speak at the same time that space, time, and matter are not either. Soon the universe had a beginning, and its causative agent is someone who transcends it, that is, someone beyond energy, time, matter, and space. This agent we call God.